The days passed, and in time Lily recovered from her physical suffering. She was in a much better state now. By God's grace, her mental health was strong, the strongest pillar of all, and beside her stood another pillar just as powerful, the pillar of her love. But there was one problem. Because of the longing and the test their love had endured, Lily had begun to crave Elena's affection deeply. She wanted to feel every inch of her, but her health had made her helpless. Now that her condition had improved, she decided it was time to talk to Elena about it. It had been a long time since their love could truly unfold. The reason was not only Lily's health, but also the fact that theirs was a love hidden beneath layers of duty, loyalty, and a world that constantly set them apart. Like Lily, Elena too was filled with unrelenting passion. She longed for a moment of peace, a sweet escape with Lily by her side. One morning, Lily walked toward the gym area where the queen usually worked out, or rather, where she was forced to work out by her girlfriend, Lily. Arriving without warning, she uncovered Elena's secret. Lily found her resting on a beanbag, sipping juice, and gazing at the scenery through the glass window. A frown formed on Lily's forehead as she spoke in a terrifying tone, grinding her teeth. "What are you doing, Elena?" As her girlfriend's words reached the evil queen's ears, the glass slipped from her hand and shattered on the floor into countless pieces. She swallowed hard, her body trembling, and slowly turned to face Lily. Her lips and the area around them were stained with juice, and a single drop slipped from her petal-soft lips. That tiny moment melted Lily's heart. Her little rabbit looked far too adorable. Elena's expressions were like those of a cute puppy. She feared Lily, who was extremely strict about workouts, and could only stare at her with a mix of shock and fear. Lily laughed inwardly when Elena stammered. I already did my workout, Lily. Really." Lily rolled her eyes and replied, "But I don't see any sweatbands, Miss Queen. Were you working out in your dreams or what?" She raised her voice slightly, which immediately made the queen stand straight in front of her like an obedient soldier. "Just look at yourself, Elena. You've turned into a couch potato. Honestly, who's even going to be scared of a bowling ball?" Lily said seriously. Elena merely shrugged her shoulders and, yawning, replied, "I'm thinking of retiring from this evil queen job. Since I've gained a little weight, I'd love to take up the job of Santa. You know, jingle bells, jingle bells." "This is not a joke, potassium hydroxide," Lily shouted in disbelief, while Elena simply smirked at her. Elena's sudden change in expression made Lily's eyes widen. "What?" she mumbled. "Why are you suddenly focusing so much on my workouts, Lily?" Elena asked intensely as she stepped closer. Lily instinctively stepped back. Elena's fixed, strong gaze was enough to melt stone into slime. The tension in the air thickened as Lily reached a dead end, standing against the wall with the evil queen right in front of her. "You didn't answer my question, Lily. Why are you so focused on my workouts?" Elena whispered, moving even closer and placing her right hand against the wall beside Lily's head. Only a few centimeters separated them now. Lily could feel Elena's warm breath against her chin and neck. That bold gaze sent shivers through her body, leaving her with goosebumps she couldn't shake, while she continued to sweat profusely. "Answer me," Elena whispered near her ear. Lily closed her eyes, overwhelmed by the heated moment. Before she could say anything, Elena swiftly bit her earlobe, pressing her body dominantly against Lily's. Lily placed her trembling, weak hands against the wall, gripping its edges tightly. Was all she could manage to moan. "Answer," Elena whispered again, then pulled back to the same position she had been in moments earlier. She looked straight into Lily's eyes. Lily replied in a weak, faltering voice. I care about your health, Elena." Elena smirked at her response and moved closer once more. This time, she chose Lily's neck. Without warning, she caught Lily's soft skin between her sharp teeth. Lily moaned between uneven breaths as Elena traced the area, leaving behind marks of her teeth mixed with her saliva. After a minute, she pulled back again and looked at Lily's flushed face. "This isn't the real reason, babe. I want to hear the real one." she whispered with the same intensity, brushing her thumb over the fresh hickeys she had just marked. "TH this I's TH, the real R reason," Lily replied, trying to catch her breath and avoiding eye contact. Elena was enjoying Lily's state. She wanted to tease her more, but it was time to conclude. The evil queen stepped back. Standing in front of Lily, she removed her sweatshirt, followed by the thick inner layer, the reason she had looked like a potato. Lily's eyes widened as her gaze dropped to Elena's core. Perfectly shaped abs made her jaw fall open. She stared at Elena's chiseled abs and powerful biceps, admiration shining in her eyes. Her sculpted physique sparked a rush of excitement, her heart racing as she was captivated by the physical display of strength and allure. The half-bare body, glistening with sweat, completely pulled her into a dreamlike trance. Lily's eyes were fixed on Elena's body. She swallowed hard and took a step forward when Elena swiftly put her top back on and muttered, "I have more things to do," before rushing out and leaving a dazed Lily behind. "Damn," was all Lily could say as she stood there in the same spot for quite some time. That same quiet evening, as the chaos of the city faded, Elena approached Lily with a proposal, her voice softened with tenderness. Ahem. Lily, fully aware of Elena's presence, didn't react and continued reading her novel. Ahem, ahemmum, Elena fake coughed again, putting extra pressure into it. Still, there was no response from Lily. Ahem. This time the evil queen strained her throat so much that she actually started coughing. Ahem. Lily immediately looked up, concern flashing across her face. Without wasting a second, she rushed toward Elena with a glass of water. She gently helped her drink and softly patted her back. After a few seconds, Elena felt some relief and looked at Lily with a nervous smile. "Huh, idiot," Lily scolded her. "Did you want your voice box to fall out of your throat or what?" "Huh, what else could I do? You weren't listening to me," Elena muttered under her breath. It didn't go unheard. "What did you say?" Lily asked sharply, anger flaring in her eyes. Elena shook her head quickly in fear and replied, No, I didn't say anything at all." "You were saying something. What was it?" Lily asked again, her attention still on her novel. "Why, yes." "That," Elena spoke nervously, then gathered her courage and began in the most dramatic way possible. "Let me embark on a romantic getaway, my love, somewhere far from prying eyes, where we can embrace our desires without hesitation." Looked at Elena with raised eyebrows and said sarcastically, "So you want to have sex in a hill station?" Elena swallowed hard, stunned by Lily's blunt reply. And no. I mean, we can also go on a vacation and have fun, you know," she said, fumbling over her words. Lily smirked and replied, "Sorry, I'm busy. I have more things to do." Elena immediately understood the reason behind Lily's behavior. The teasing from earlier was now costing her her dream vacation. "But Lily," Elena murmured, sitting in front of Lily, "I've already made all the arrangements. Even Karina and Victor are coming. You know, Karina is really excited. How can you break her excitement like this? Come on, you're not that bad, right?" She spoke the last lines, without thinking, and ended up receiving a deadly glare from the Demon Queen. Lily, torn between her desires and her boundless love for Elena, felt a pull in her heart. She longed to hold Elena close and surrender to the intoxicating rhythm of their love. "Don't worry," she said in a bold yet intense tone, her voice trembling with longing. "Karina and Victor will enjoy their vacation, and you'll get what you want too, my love. But these two things will happen at two different destinations." Seeing the intensity in Lily's eyes, a crimson blush spread across Elena's face. She lowered her head slightly to hide it and mumbled nervously, Meaning?" "It's time to leave everything behind, Elena," Lily whispered, her gaze steady and unyielding. "For a few stolen moments, let us exist only for each other. Let our love consume the world around us." Elena lifted her head, stunned. Before she could say anything, Lily roughly grabbed her by the collar and pulled her closer. Only an inch separated them now. Caught in the spell of the moment, Lily and Elena drifted closer, their eyes locked in shared anticipation. Slowly, Lily's hand cradled Elena's face, their breaths falling into the same rhythm. The air grew heavy with tension as their lips met, igniting a passionate exchange of emotions. Time seemed to freeze, allowing them to savor the intensity of the kiss, a silent conversation of connection and feeling, spoken without words. Love and passion consumed them both, expressed in different shades yet equal in depth. As Lily brushed her lips against Elena's, pouring her love, longing, and care into the kiss, Elena responded by deepening it, wrapping her arms tightly around the woman she loved with equal intensity and passion. They were completely lost in their world of affection, while memories of hardship flickered faintly in a corner of their minds. Remembering the pain of their separation, Lily closed her eyes tighter. Her hands slid from Elena's cheeks to her back, pulling her closer, encircling her securely, as if forming an unbreakable cage of love around the queen, while she continued to shower her with affection. Minutes passed, yet neither of them was ready to part, until Lily finally pulled herself back, forcefully, just to catch her breath. The two of them looked at each other, breathing unevenly, their skins slick with sweat. When Elena moved forward again, before she could do anything, Lily suddenly stood up and stepped away. Because of Lily's abrupt movement, Elena couldn't stop her forward-leaning body and ended up crashing into the pillow. "Ah, this woman," she muttered angrily as she got up. Elena saw Lily standing near the exit door, her back turned toward her. She slowly moved closer and was about to hold Lily by the waist when, suddenly, Lily grabbed Elena's sweatshirt and pulled her in front of her. The demon queen pinned the poor rabbit against the wall, pressing her body dominantly against Elena. "You're definitely going to taste your own medicine now, potassium hydroxide," Lily murmured as she moved closer to Elena's face and placed her palms on her chest. Elena was stunned and shocked by her actions. She froze completely as the atmosphere grew hotter by the second. Before her senses could catch up, Lily clenched her sweatshirt, tore it open down the middle, and slid it off in the next moment, leaving the evil queen speechless and motionless. "What the holy FCK?" Elena muttered, looking down at her ripped sweatshirt, when Lily rubbed her cold palms over her perfectly shaped abs, sending chills down her spine. Startled by Lily's boldness, Elena looked up at her, only to find Lily's fierce gaze already fixed on her. Lily held Elena by the neck and continued brushing her palm over it. "I want something from you," Lily announced, tightening her grip slightly. Why yes. Why you can ask F for anything," Elena stammered. "Oops, sorry," Lily replied with a smirk. "I mean, I want to command something." As she spoke, she placed her right leg between Elena's thighs, forcing a gap between them. Elena moaned with her eyes closed as Lily leaned toward her ear and whispered in a husky tone. "I want all the guards, workers, and staff out of the court." Meaning?" Elena asked. Lily moved her right hand from Elena's abs to her forehead and traced her skin with her index finger as she replied. "Except for the security outside the court and property. I want only you, me, and the walls of this lavish court to witness the stories of our love and passion." Her voice was intense and husky as she leaned forward, placing wet kisses across Elena's cheek before whispering. "Is that clear, or do you want me to explain it again, little queen?" "You understood," was all Elena could manage before Lily completely took charge of the situation, and of her. In a secluded corner, the atmosphere crackled with magnetic intensity as Lily gently pressed Elena against the exit door of their room. Their eyes locked, and an unspoken agreement passed between them. Lily placed her hand on the door beside Elena, creating a cage of anticipation. With a tender yet fervent energy, she leaned in and captured Elena's lips in a kiss filled with both passion and restraint. The door became a silent witness to their intimate dance, heightening the closeness of the moment as they shared a connection that defied the limits of the world around them. The kiss, filled with love and passion, once again revealed two sides, dominance and submissiveness. Lily moved her tongue inside Elena's mouth, exploring every corner with intense passion while pressing her body against Elena. She tangled her tongue with Elena, blending their breaths and flooding the space with desire and affection. Lily slid her hands down from the door to Elena's back. For a few seconds, she wrapped her arms around her shoulders, then her hands slowly made their way downward toward the shoulder straps, pressing her body against Elena. She placed her palms on the hooks of the straps, and reflexively, within a second, Lily unclasped them and slid them down, leaving the queen's skin exposed from the top. Meanwhile, Karina was walking through the corridor outside Elena's bedroom, singing to herself. "There's going to be so much fun on the Australia trip, hey. I can't wait." She stopped outside the evil queen's bedroom when suddenly the door opened and Elena popped out, only her head and neck visible. Startled by the sudden movement, Karina stepped back and screamed, "Ah!" But as her eyes fell on the person's face, she immediately recognized her boss. "Oh, Elena, madam, you scared me so badly," she said, catching her breath. Noticing Elena's uneven breathing, Karina suddenly shouted in concern. "Hey, what's happening to you, Elena, madam? Are you having an asthma attack? Hoa." "But wait a second, you don't even have asthma. Then is it epilepsy?" she asked innocently. "Idiot," Elena muttered through clenched teeth, then continued. I was telling you that Lily and I won't be able to go on the trip. You and Victor should go, and until my next orders, I want all the staff and guards out. I don't want anyone inside the court. Is that clear?" "Yes, but why?" Karina asked. Before Elena could answer, a hand suddenly reached out from inside, grabbed Elena by the neck, and pulled her back in, leaving a stunned Karina standing outside. Karina stood there for a few minutes, trying to process what she had just witnessed. Once she connected the dots, she laughed and said, "Hee, got my answer. Anyway, enjoy, Elena, madam." In a secluded haven, hidden from prying eyes, stood Elena's sprawling court. Its towering walls held secrets of countless battles and whispered tales of triumph. As the moon bathed the world in a gentle glow, the chambers of the court transformed into a sanctuary of their desires. Completely lost in each other, Lily gently pushed Elena onto the bed. As she unzipped her jacket and removed it, she climbed onto the queen. Determined to give Lily everything her heart desired, Elena had ordered her staff to leave, allowing the court to be wrapped in their passionate embrace. The only presence permitted was the outer security, silent, distant, and unobtrusive witnesses to their love. Lily placed soft, wet kisses filled with love on Elena's forehead. Moving downward, she cupped her face and kissed her eyes, one by one, followed by her nose and cheeks, finally ending with a gentle kiss on her lips. Lowering herself, Lily placed both her palms on the bedsheet beside Elena, caging her beneath her hold. She began marking hickeys across Elena's exposed neck. Reddish-maroon traces of love bloomed across every inch of her skin. Tracing her lips down to Elena's collarbone, Lily placed her palms on her exposed bosom. Pressing a kiss into her cleavage, she held her tightly and began kneading. Lily," a moan of pleasure escaped Elena's lips, igniting Lily's movements. She swiftly took one breast between her teeth, leaving marks as Elena clenched the bedsheet. Elena moaned again, this time a blend of pleasure and pain. Lily eased her touch, suckling with passion and love while kneading the other side. Liku, F me," Elena murmured with closed eyes, completely lost in the world of passion and love, yearning to feel her beloved. Lily placed her palm on Elena's lower back and in one smooth motion, unbuttoned her garment and slid it down. She held Elena's perfect waist between her palms and slowly dragged her tongue across her navel. Elena's jaw dropped as waves of Lily's passion coursed through her body. Then, with a swift movement, Lily caught the last remaining piece of fabric between her teeth and pulled it down, leaving Elena completely naked. She pressed soft kisses along her thighs, moving steadily toward her favorite spot. When she reached it, she placed a gentle kiss on Elena's vulva and murmured, "MMMH, you're already so wet." She slowly spread Elena's legs wider, leaned in again, and kissed the smooth skin at the top of her vulva. Tracing downward with her tongue, She reached the slick entrance and sensually sucked the warm sweetness that was already dripping out, drawing a loud moan of pleasure from Elena. Lily continued to lap at the flowing honey with love and hunger. Then, in one fluid motion, she pushed her tongue deep inside. The room filled with moans as Lily eagerly explored and scooped the sweetness from her entrance. After savoring a generous amount, she pulled back. Before Elena could catch her breath, Lily slid 2 fingers inside her, plunging Elena into another wave of intense pleasure. "Ah, Lily," Elena whimpered. Lily began thrusting her fingers slowly at first, giving the queen the deepest, most exquisite pleasure. Then she suddenly increased the pace, leaving Elena stunned, her breathing turning ragged amid her loud, unrestrained moans. Still pumping her fingers at a steady rhythm, Lily leaned forward and cupped Elena's breast with her right hand, kneading it firmly. She buried her face in Elena's cleavage, sucking the soft skin, and growled against it. "Moan my name." The very next second, she bit down lightly on the skin while driving her fingers at the fastest, most relentless pace possible. "Ah, fuck, Lily." Elena cried out at the top of her lungs. Her upper body arched sharply off the bed in a split second of overwhelming ecstasy before she collapsed back onto the sheets, exhausted, trembling, and utterly satisfied. Lily slowly withdrew her fingers, glistening with thick layers of caramel, and brought them to her lips. She sucked them passionately, savoring every drop. Then she let herself fall back onto the bed beside Elena and gently pulled her lover on top of her. She wrapped her arms securely around Elena, holding her close, and pressed a tender kiss to her forehead. "You have no idea how deeply I love you, Elena," Lily whispered, before capturing Elena's lips in a slow, loving kiss, sharing the sweet taste of her own essence with her. "We should rest now," Lily murmured affectionately. "You must be tired." She reached for the blanket to cover them both, but Elena caught her hand. With a wicked, playful smirk, she looked straight into Lily's eyes and said, "You don't know the limits of my stamina, baby. It's my turn to take charge now." Saying that, she slid her palm downward toward Lily's core, leaving Lily completely speechless and stunned. Within the sacred walls of the chamber, Elena and Lily gave themselves entirely to the fire of their passion. All boundaries dissolved as they set out on an intimate journey, delving into the deepest corners of their desires and revealing the beautiful complexity of their love. With every touch, every lingering caress, their bodies and souls became one, painting the room in vivid shades of ecstasy. In that moment, they shed their titles of queen and officer, standing bare and vulnerable, lost in the pure, unfiltered truth of their love.